to Ralph's Greenhouse. Okay, I'm Ray. All right, and so you probably all figured now, how come it's Ralph's Greenhouse but Ray hangs around here? Well, it all started a long time ago when I was a little kid in the old country. Okay, the old country was Holland. Okay, we lived on a dairy farm. My dad had 12 cows and a horse to pull stuff around with. My dad found a farm in Washington, that one right there. Okay, so he farmed the same way that his dad did, who farmed the same way that his dad did. And when we got to America, we just kept farming the same old way. And so as American agriculture advanced and got further and further ahead, okay, we got left further and further behind. Eventually we got so far behind, we're back in the front. And then people were saying, hey, we want to buy your organic stuff. All right, and so, okay, you can buy it. And so that's how it started. We probably farmed 250 acres. It's grown just a bit from the first year my dad and we had our 3 acres of leeks. Part of the goal here is to have year-round employment. Okay, because if a person has a steady job, they can feed their families, their kids get to go to the same school, and they get to graduate. All right, you probably say, now it's Ralph's Greenhouse, where's the greenhouses? Right there. Okay, and it's really a misnomer. So there's early varieties, late varieties, varieties that take more cold, varieties that mold later in the spring, all of the above. And by putting that all together, Ray's saying you'll have leeks from mid-July all the way through almost mid-May, so 10 months of the year. I don't know of another crop that you can take out of the field 10 months a year. Greenhouse, yes, eat a greenhouse, but not in an open field.
I'm Steve Jones. I'm a wheat breeder and I run the Red Lab. I grow 80 crops in this valley. The largest wheat farmer is a tulip farmer. The second largest wheat farmer is a cabbage farmer. So basically, we work with wheat, and that sounds kind of stupid or silly, I know, but we don't do stupid or silly wheat, so that makes it better.
Grains are a super important part of any rotation agriculturally. You talk to folks like Jody Boucher doing potatoes for us, he's doing 5- and 6-year rotations. And so he's growing way more grain than he's growing potatoes. And so this is a really huge component to successful organic agriculture. And with these value-added type products that Stephen's working with, it makes it where a lot of these growers almost look at these rotations as a lost leader or just barely paying their way. Whereas if we can kick that up a couple of notches, that just makes that farm more successful, and it makes it where that farm can feel like they can rotate more and use more grains in their rotations without it being a loss.
And I would say this is one of the solutions to some of the problems that Ray talked about yesterday when we were visiting Ralph's Greenhouse, is some of those issues of year-round labor and, you know, money in the off season and things like that. Like giving these, I think this is one solution to those problems that growers are facing.
They come out of Germany, and the concept with them is they go in and they pull the weeds out of the hill without disturbing it too much, and they can actually touch up against the potatoes and they won't rip the potatoes out. And then we added these harrows on this year. They were from Austria. I saw them over there, and they just kind of scratch the weeds. So it's a real, you know, it's a fairly basic machine. It does a really good job. There's not a lot of high tech here. Miranda's not even using GPS. A lot of our tractors on GPS, but she's doing it old school. So it's coming. I mean, you look at, you know, when my grandfather, he would have had a horse, or a team of horses out here and a one-bottom plow. And where it's come in 2 generations from there, and now we know the tractors almost drive themselves. With GPS, and we're going to look at some other technology, that this camera technology that's here. You know, I mean, the leap from going from here to just having a tractor doing it is quite small when you think of where it's come in the last. You know,
so you're just going to sit at home on your laptop?
Yeah.
Well, that's maybe going to be the next generation. I'm Brent, by the way. I'm Brent Harris. My wife Shelley. This is my daughter Miranda. She's helping us out. Miranda would be the 6th generation on our, you know, farming in this area.
And your dog's name?
This is Tunky. Our vegetable operation is completely organic. We, you know, since 1994, we've been kind of gradually moving in that direction. As of last year, all our vegetable ground is either organic or transitioned into organic. Probably you're mostly familiar with our potatoes, I would think. That's our main fresh market crop. And probably between ourselves and there's a couple other growers we work with that ship under the Fraser Land label, probably certify around 2,000 acres. So this is a crop of malting barley that we're growing. This is a machine we bring in from France. The tractor is guided by GPS. The GPS signal is supposed to get you within an inch. And it was a big step up from, you know, doing it all by eye. We go off the North American satellites, but we also hook into the Russian satellite system. It's called GLONASS. And the idea, the reality is most of the American satellites, they're over the Middle East, and the Russian satellites are over North America. So we actually get much stronger signals off the Russian satellites than we do the North American ones. And barley's planted at 7-inch rows, and, you know, a 4-inch shank between them. We don't have a lot of room for error. What we're using is this thing over here is a 3D camera, and it actually focuses in on the row. Basically, the technology kind of steers itself. So I will start this up. You know, if one of you wants to hop in, I do have another screen. So this screen, it controls the camera. You got to plug in, you know, how far the rows are away, how high the plants are, how wide the plants are. And this screen right here, when it fires up, it hits the GPS screen of the tractor. And then so I've got a list of all the fields. So you name your fields, and then I just pick what field I'm going into, center point is. The GPS will keep you on that. The way you kind of want to watch is that you'll see actually that cultivator moving back and forth, and it's adjusting to the row. Satellites all that goes ready. I'm on the satellites. The tractor steering itself. It'll track a little bit, but it's surprising how much that grain comes back. Yeah, it's kind of laying flat for the tires, but the plants are still there. Yeah. You run over it enough and you're going to kill it, but it's not.
Started doing organics in 2005. Now we are all 100% organic certified. We've got 2 locations. And,
just so everybody knows, this is Raymond Wong. And Raymond's really the first time that in the organic marketplace ever saw Dutch greenhouse style tomatoes on the vine and off-season peppers. And he really is a pioneer as far as organic greenhouse grown products. They're a very, very major and important component in our sales and product line.
It's more on how we feed the soil and the microbes in the soil break down the fertilizers so the plant can uptake the nutrition. In terms of soil volume, if you've seen other conventional greenhouses, all they use is just a tiny bag of cocoa. You can see we have a huge pile of soil. This is all not touching the native soil, it's above ground. We have more control doing that. About, 1.5 feet. As it grows up to the top, it's cling onto a string. As it gets up to the top, we have to have the workers to lower the string and start winding it around. At the end of the year, it's probably around 30 to 40 feet. That's a while to get to the point.
So we're talking 110 pounds of
110
tomatoes per
pounds.
square meter,
Yeah.
and they come in an 11-pound box.
Yep.
So 10 boxes per square meter of production in this greenhouse.
Like in peak season, on a weekly basis, we produce around 14,000 cases per week. Yeah. And we have about 8 acres of TOVs. With tomatoes, when they're young, they doesn't need support, but as the fruit gets heavier and heavier, they start to kink. Once it kinks, the tomatoes grow slower. So what we do is we put a clip in there when they're young, and as it fills up, we create an arch and also carry the nutrition into the fruit so that it size up.
Hello, hi everybody. I'm Murray, and this is a small farm by comparison to the one in Langley, excuse me, that we'll be going to.
So what we're going to do, we're going to go to the first stage, the pinning stage of the mushroom that they're just starting to develop. So what we're doing is trying to mimic what Mother Nature does when Mother Nature creates mushrooms. It's kept warm, like on a warm summer day, and then when we want the mushrooms to come, we shock it, which means we drop the temperature. Like on a fall day, this is when you typically see mushrooms start to produce in nature.
It's hay, and then you have to mix it with nitrogen, break it down, and then water, obviously, and they use beet sugar.
Mycelium is actually the largest living organism on the planet. This is the organism, and then what's coming up on top are just actually the fruiting bodies for the reproduction cycle. They double in size every day, so this room will produce approximately 4.5 to 5 pounds per square foot. These are fairly small rooms by today's standards. I believe these are 3,400 square feet. 50 million pounds in Ontario, and we're around 20 million pounds between BC and Alberta.
The trucks are arriving right now, so the truck will back in. Basically, we're going to fill that tunnel with the, basically this is the cassette that goes in there, fill the tunnel's closed, and then the computer take over. Basically, the microbes in that compost is a living organism. It requires a certain number of oxygen, water, food for it. So that's why when we're organically certified, that process, basically in the compost, that's certify us, yeah. That heat just kill every organism in there.
Is it steam that heats it up?
No. Just everything you see at that temperature, it's all microactivity, believe it or not. There is no influence, believe it or not. When you see steam coming out of the top outside, that's all micro in the compost that's generating that. It's amazing. If you were in the old day technology, yes, you'll be pumping steam in there 24/7, 16, 17 days. And countless dollar of energy. I have big massive boiler that just pumps steam in there to maintain the temperature I want to achieve what I can do in 4 days at no steam, no energy. So the technology and the science, like everything else we do in the world, every other industry, the technology, the science, it just makes it faster. We're able to produce more with less. The fungus, we call that spawn. The fungus is coated by a cereal grain, a rye or a millet. That's what's going to be distributed in the various compost to get it to colonize. See, after 14 days that we put in there, you can see the compost now is colonized by the mycelium, the fungus, right? You can see in this now, it's fully colonized. You can see the mycelium, you see how white that is? It's starting to recolonizing after you break it all up over there. It's reattaching itself. So you can see from here to there, it's one network. It's all connected, one root system. You're gonna see a little mushroom in here, tiny little bit of pin, we call it. This is very critical as a grower now. So there's no computer can help him, or it's just pure experience now. He's gonna look at these pins and he's gonna judge. Putting a lot of mushroom on this bed is so easy right now. Get it just right every time. That will set a good grower from a bad grower. This is a very critical stage. You could have made the best compost, you could have done everything right to this point, you can really mess it up this point. You can put so much mushroom on there, yes, you get the weight, but nobody wants your product. It's horrendous. Like, you got too many mushroom, it's small, it's scaly, it's just competing for that little bit of food too many, right? So as the grower's job is, I want to put just enough amount of mushroom, and then the result you'll see later, as far as quality, density of the mushroom.